I sat by the window, staring up at the night sky where only the moon shone clearly. Pouring another drink, I stared at the liquid before swallowing it down. Once again, my only company was insomnia and my restless mind refusing to quiet. Tears stung my eyes as her beautiful face haunted me every time I closed them. How did my life unravel like this? I whispered to the empty room. I pulled the blanket tighter around my shoulders, almost choking on the weight of it. Reaching out, I filled my glass again. I wanted to feel nothing. Maybe if I passed here, in this apartment, her life might have been better. The room stayed dark, though city lights from nearby buildings and streets filtered in, faintly illuminating the damage my reckless wish had caused. I pressed my forehead to the cool window pane, seeking relief from the pounding ache. Eyes closed, I replayed the moments before everything changed. I remembered spotting the golden coin half buried in the grass, its gleam like a jewel. I picked it up. Strange etchings covered one side, ancient symbols that shimmered and shifted, revealing words I hadn't noticed before. Possessor granted one wish. The coin's weight felt solid, like gold, but who leaves gold lying around unnoticed? Pocketing it, I planned to check its value at the coin shop later. Then I saw her. Stunning, maybe 23, jogging past on my left. Her long light brown hair swung with each stride, tied back in a ponytail. The cropped shirt revealed a narrow waist and copper-toned skin beneath. Her red shorts hugged her hips, but my eyes moved quickly, drawn instead to her smooth, tanned legs powering her forward legs that could run circles around me. I watched her disappear around a bend, then continued to a nearby pond. There she was again. I caught my breath. She was everything I'd imagined beauty to be. Her face was flawless, her slender neck dipping into a V-neck shirt that drew attention to her youthful form. I settled on a bench, watching her pace, hands resting on hips, trying to catch her breath. Discreetly, I burned the image into my mind, hoping she'd visit my dreams that night. Unlike most men who admired her, I didn't want to be with her, I wanted to be her. To live life through her eyes, to feel the passion only she could know. To maybe feel life growing inside, or nurture a child with my own milk. Deep down, I'd always known I'd have preferred life as a woman. There were ways to make that happen, but they were costly and involved surgery and hormones. I was too old to even consider it. Sighing, I glanced at the grey hairs on my arms and legs. Past my prime, sliding downhill fast. It was too late for change. Then I remembered that damned coin. Sliding away from the window, my heart sank over what I had done. That young woman had never harmed me, yet I stole the very essence that made her who she was. I stood and shuffled across the apartment, sitting on the edge of my bed. In the mirror's reflection, I was forced to confront my actions. A tear slipped down my arm, drawing my gaze downward. The guilt weighed heavily, like a crushing burden on my chest. Once more, my eyes locked on the mirror. She didn't deserve what I'd done, just as I didn't deserve what happened to me. I collapsed onto the bed, sobbing, my mind drifting back to the exact moment when both our lives changed forever. My hand brushed against my leg and felt the coin beneath my clothes, a smooth, flat circle. I let out a bitter chuckle and tapped it gently. If a coin like you truly exists, I wish I could become her. Looking down, my hand appeared ghostly transparent, like when you hold your hand close to your eye as a child and see beyond it. Suddenly, my perspective shifted. I watched myself across the trail, fading away like a mirage on a scorching day. In a blink, the old me was gone, completely. Panic surged through my chest as the last trace of myself vanished. I gasped, struggling for breath as realization hit, caught in a spiraling panic attack. The harder I struggled to breathe, the deeper my fear grew, and the deeper my fear, the more I gasped. The world around me spun, blurring into a dizzying circle. Heat flushed my face, sweat beaded on my brow and lips. Collapsing onto the asphalt, darkness took over. I lay helpless as strangers rushed to help. They moved me to the bench where my former self had disappeared. Someone urged me to sit with my head between my knees, but I hesitated, too close to a stranger's smooth legs, even if she was now me. Oh God, what have I done? I gasped aloud. A faint trickle of blood ran down my lip, though I wasn't sure if it was from my nose or lip, or both. An older woman gently patted my hand. You must have overdone your run, honey, and passed out. She's having a panic attack, another said. Someone handed me a paper bag to breathe into amid the chaos. Then, in my peripheral vision, a paramedic hurried over, followed by another pushing a gurney loaded with medical supplies. The paramedic knelt beside me, shining a light into my eyes. Did you hit your head when you fell? That fall was hard, right on the head, the elderly woman added. He examined the split on my cheek and lip. Can you talk to me, miss? Glancing at a younger man nearby, he said, help me lay her in the grass. Looks like she's about to faint again. We're going to lay you down so I can check you properly, he explained. I tried to stand, but my knees buckled. The paramedic leaned close. Look at me, honey. You have to help us help you. What's your name? I stared blankly, opening my mouth but no words came out. How could I tell them I didn't know who I was? He glanced to his partner. She might be in shock. She is, the partner confirmed, listening to my heartbeat. Did anyone find ID? A purse or something? I pushed myself up from the grass and stood. Wait, this could be serious. You need to let the ambulance handle this. I have to go. I stammered, breaking through the crowd and running down the sidewalk toward home. Standing once more before the mirror, I let the blanket slip away. Tears gathered in my eyes as I faced her youthful reflection. I'm so sorry. I never meant to steal your body. If I'd known what that coin would do, I never would have used it. I traced the bottle I'd been drinking from. I destroyed you. I wept, collapsing onto the floor as deep sobs racked the body I now wore. I should have died. I should have died, I cried. In that moment, I realized I could never accept myself in her form, not knowing I was the cause of her death. Slowly, I lifted myself from the floor and headed toward my apartment door. Down the hall to the right was a door. I moved deliberately, opening it quietly and stepping onto the stairs before closing it behind me. I climbed slowly through the thick darkness, reaching forward, searching for the next door. My hand found the handle. Turning it, the door swung open onto the rooftop. Overwhelmed with guilt for stealing her youth, I intended to end it all. I paused at the railing, staring down several floors to the ground below. Trembling uncontrollably, my knees gave out, and I dropped to the roof. Tears came again. Thunder rumbled in the distance. I folded my hands in prayer and bowed my head. Please grant me the courage to do what I must. Lightning flickered behind the clouds. I took what wasn't mine, Lord. I cannot go on knowing I destroyed the girl whose body I now wear. Stand up, a voice called behind me. I turned. Before me stood an angel, her vast wings spread wide. It is wrong to take your own life. I am an old man, I said. I found a coin that let me steal a young woman's body. I have no right to possess what isn't mine. If you end your life, you will surely be ending hers. Slowly, I stood and faced the angel. She lives. She does. The angel folded her wings, and the young woman's spirit stepped forward. It is her choice whether you remain as her or vanish into oblivion. The spirit faced her former body, then looked back at the angel. I could no more sentence him to death than he could sentence me. Yes. Please return to your body, and I will go willingly, I said, hope rising. She met my eyes, searching. You show deep remorse. Why did you steal my body? I looked down, ashamed, tears falling. Words failed me, though she seemed to understand. The spirit smiled gently. Last night, my boyfriend asked me to marry him. That's why I was running, to clear my mind. That's why I fought so hard to keep my body. Tears filled my eyes again. I'm so sorry. The angel guided the spirit back toward me and gently pushed her essence into her body, forcing me out. I stood beside her, grateful she'd returned. What will happen to him? The girl asked the angel. The angel sighed. That is up to you. But he no longer has access to his old body, it is gone. Can he share mine with me? She asked. No. The confusion would drive you both mad. She studied my translucent form for a moment. Angel, can you see my future? Will I have children? The angel nodded. You and your husband will have 3, a son and 2 daughters. Where will their souls come from? The angel smiled. They are souls who once lived, have passed on, returned to heaven, and wait for their next chance. Then I wish for his soul to go to heaven and wait until one of my daughters is ready. The angel looked at me. Neither of you will remember today or what she did for you. With a wave of her hand, the young woman vanished, returning to her apartment. I couldn't help but smile as she gently embraced me. You are very fortunate. As a mother, you will give birth to 2 beautiful children. Will they be healthy? The angel wagged her finger playfully. I've already revealed too much. But as their mother, you will love them fiercely. She smiled. We must go now, time in heaven passes in the blink of an eye. I needed no more. I was content. Together we rose, carried on celestial currents straight into heaven. If you appreciated this story and wish to show your support, don't forget to join me on Patreon for exclusive content.